David, this is fun. This is a flying circus. Our first year. See how new that oak is? It's all dark gray now. That's the Rumpler biplane. I assembled that thing from England and test flew it. It was a dog. That's the Iron Decker. That's the first airplane that landed here. I flew that in to the field. And the field was only half built then. And this is a triplane, and Don Dillman landed right behind me in this airplane. It was the second airplane that landed on the flying circus field. This is some great footage. Everything here was brand new. We were full of excitement. This was about 1971. At the B-2C, I put that together from England and test flew it. I got to fly some good stuff. Norm Moore and Doug Newhouse used to fly that. That's a Sopwith Camel. I assembled that from England and test flew that and flew it in every show but one. Norm Moore flew one show. I got to shoot the triplane down every Sunday. We were shooting 50 caliber machine guns with blanks.
Real 50 caliber machine guns?
Real 50 caliber. This is in Newport. I never got to fly that, but Don Dillman and Ken Hyde flew this in the show that had 50 caliber machine gun on it too. Now I think this is a little airplane that almost ate my lunch. And this is a 1911 Beachy Pusher. It was a Curtiss airplane. Look at that prop on the back of it.
Now, pusher means the prop's in the back, right?
The prop's in the back, and the whole engine turned. The prop was bolted to the engine, and the crankshaft was bolted to the airplane. About 80 horsepower, but only turned about 1,200 revolutions per minute. This is about a 1929 Fleet biplane. Maybe it's a 27, but it's in that era. That belonged to Charlie Pearson. He's passed away now. That's Ken Hyde's Ronca C3. I almost ate that up one day with the Curtiss Pusher. It was in my way on takeoff, and the Pusher had no brakes. And that's Doug Newhouse's, Doug Hazel's Stearman, the first one there. He's no longer with the circus. And I think that is Norm Moore's Stearman, I believe. And then that's Sam Cooper's Stearman. And I think at that time Don Dillman had a Stearman too. That was the only balloon that the Flying Circus ever owned. We owned that for a couple of years. This is our opening formation. We started the show every Sunday with the formation and the Star Spangled Banner played. That's Stan Parrish's Stearman, ex-congressman. Stan's living in Florida now. Don Delman's in Florida. Doug Newhouse is in Georgia. That's Noah Moore stepping out of his Stearman. United Airline captain. He's living in Texas now. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet anywhere. And that's Dick Anger. He's passed away now. He was an Eastern Airline captain. And Snoopy, usually Snoopy was Stan Parrish's wife a lot of times. That's Ken Hyde's Aronca C3. And they're pulling the little beachy looper out. See the size of that prop on that thing? It was like a shot out of a gun.
Look at that.
It was a mean tool.
That's you.
It was fast. I don't know how fast because there was no instruments. You were sitting out front. This is a beautiful picture. I think this is the first time I've ever seen me fly it. This is the Iron Decker, Doug Newhouse. He lives in Georgia now. He used to fly the Iron Decker, and so did Bill Barnes, and Bill Barnes now is in Florida. That was our gun emplacement.
You guys had everything.
Yeah, it was a great show. That's the B-2C that we bought from England. This had to have been the first year because there's hardly any grass on the runway. The Iron Decker, it was so poor I had to glue it back together every winter. Well, I only had 2 winters, so. But look at that crowd. Now that crowd's on the hangar side of the field, and we had the same crowd on the other side of the field.
Is that you?
This is Dick Anger. He used to do the comedy act at the Flying Circus for the first 2 years. He was the holdover German from World War I. Poor Dick, he misjudged one day and hit the wheels, and when he came around to land, the wheels fell up off of it. There's a triplane that Don Delman and Don McClure were our main pilots on the triplane. And like I say, then there's Doug Newhouse probably in the Iron Decker. I flew at a couple of shows, but not many. And that's one of Ted Whitcomb's sons on a horse, and I think he was our balloon pilot at that time, too. These are some great pictures. That's me in the Sopwith Camel. It was a good airplane. That's in a museum in England now, down in Bristol, England. The Curtiss Pusher's in a museum in California. And the B-2C crashed out west and killed a passenger and completely disabled the pilot the rest of his life. There goes a Newport. That had a rotor engine in it also. That plane was in the museum in Oshkosh, and I went out and towed it back in the trailer. It had its own trailer. The triplane was built by a truck driver up in Ohio. This is really some great footage. Our announcer used to announce out of the tower there.
I don't remember that deck going across. What is that?
Up high, that's a tower. It's there on the field.